Hello everyone, welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena. Gonna run another Wilds of Eldraine quick draft. And I had to look through this first pack while off camera, affording myself a little luxury there, not having to do it all on camera. I didn't actually look at Callous Sellsword that hard. Like, it's 2-mana 2/2 that could be bigger sometimes. And it's also like a 1-mana fling, which actually seems kind of good. Yeah, it says it's good. But I think I'm just gonna actually take Torch the Tower. I mean, removal is really important in draft. And this is a shock with upside, right? And shock has been great in pretty much every limited format ever. The upside is both that it exiles instead of putting in graveyard, and also that you can bargain to do extra damage and scry if you want. So I'm just going to take the common removal here. Virtue, no. Although, maybe for rats? I don't know. Hearth Elemental, probably not going to try and push into red-blue yet. This thing's sort of whatever. Actually, there's nothing here that I'm that impressed with, is there? How good did Shatter the Oath end up being, anyway? It says it's good. It's fine. This apple, I mean... red might very well have sack outlets to make this better, right? But not necessarily. What is the best card here? It might just be Shatter the Oath, honestly. Nothing too impressive. I really don't want a Hearth Elemental, I don't think. Ice Out could be playable. Kind of in a rat mood today if I could make that happen. And of course then I get past a pack with basically no basically no black cards and actually no red cards. Conceded Witch is playable. But this looks like a pack that's saying maybe you should think about white. There is this Familiar again. It was pretty good. I mean, I think I'm going to take something white here. I mean, is this Griffin good? It seems okay, right? But not impressive. It says it's bad. I kind of like Savior of the Sleeping. Or this, if we were trying to play the black-white enchantments deck. Both of these sort of work in that, and it's nice to have 1-drops, I guess. What do you think of Slumbering Keep Guard? Not so great. It's actually listed right next to Savior of the Sleeping. I mean, it might be that the Familiar is the best bet. Yeah, it says that's quite a good card. Okay, fair enough. You got me. So maybe I'll try red-blue again? Well, you never know. Could happen. Oppression is so bad. Knight of Doves, more enchantment support. Oh, Disdainful Stroke is in the set. I didn't realize. Yeah, I think I can't keep ignoring the white. Like, the white cards that were passed in the last pack weren't amazing, but there sure were a lot of them. Suggesting nobody was taking any white cards. I don't know. Maybe it's not much of a signal because they were all bad anyway. Armory Mice for a kind of Boros deck. Pretty reasonable, I think. Feed the Cauldron still being here in black, though, is maybe a bigger signal. I don't know. What is this? Oh, yeah, terrible. I mean, none of this is very good, huh? I could take another Shatter the Oath. We saw several packs with decent black cards in them, I guess. Ash for the Boros deck? Yeah, I'm not really missing out on anything else in this pack anyway. And Ash is quite good. Okay, so we're almost around to the wheel. So what's Ash's deal? I mean, of course it has Celebration. 2 mana 2/2 haste, and the Celebration is to put a counter when it attacks. Moment of Valor is decent removal in white. Is Besotted Knight any good? It's a nice cheap roll. I think I like the Besotted. I mean, I don't know. You're probably supposed to take the Valor, right? All right. It likes Besotted Knight better also. I'll take credit for figuring that out myself. Vampiric Rites, we could still be in black. I haven't really seen much rat support. There's a lot of green cards, but they're not anything really to speak of. Okay, so now the Apple, like, could see play, right? Because we do have Vampiric Rites, if we wind up in black. The alternative is Archon's Glory, which is like a 1-mana combat trick for white, which is kind of okay. I mean, white decks like having small combat tricks, that's certainly true. Evolving Wild's still here, but I think, yeah, okay, a white, like, tiny little doesn't do anything card. Seems okay. I don't think this has been a very good first pack for me. Song of Totentans. 1 in a red, make... Sorry, X in a red, make X rats. It's a pretty good card, right? I mean, you love rats in that deck. The Sewer Witch I've also been... You know, an opponent has done a good job with it against me. Raid Bombardment, I mean, could be something for red-white aggro, I guess. Cooped Up is pretty solid. I mean, I think we're taking the Song of Totentans, right? What is this shepherd? Black, white. It's a mild board, like it clears rats basically. And then also it's a 2/2 with pretty noticeable upside. Belligerent of the Ball. Celebration to make your stuff bigger. I mean, this is all pretty good. The Sewer Witch. Okay, well, we're not playing blue. I'm not totally sure on the white versus black thing yet. I could try to play all of them, but it's going to be hard. What's with this Firebolt? 3 mana do at least 2. I mean, might not do much of anything. What is this Vigil? It's 2 mana for a night token that always triggers Celebrate because it's an enchantment and a token. And then it's like bargain fodder that scries. Not bad. I think... I mean, we haven't seen that much in black that looks so appealing. I think white is more open. So I'm inclined to take this tiny little white card. Well, one of them. I think Shrouded Shepherd is probably pretty good, right? Yeah, it says quite good. What does it think of the Twisted Sewer Witch? Also very good. But like Belligerent of the Ball is pretty cool as well. Yeah. And Hopeful Vigil, probably worse than those. No, it says actually really good. Better than all of them. Okay, well that's good. This is the one I was kind of excited to take, aside from this. I think it works pretty well with the red-white Celebration deck. 3 mana... I mean, it's... Oh, the Witch's Vanity. Isn't this pretty good? 2 mana, destroy a small thing, make a food, get a Wicked Roll. Totally fine value card. Cooped Up is like removal, though? I don't think we're an Edgewallian deck, really. Like, having to pay for a tap land is not great when you want to dump stuff out quickly, and I don't even own any adventures to get back. I guess I have this. Financier is a way to like draw more cards once you get too deep in, you know, once you're kind of empty-handed, but you can't really afford to spend this kind of mana on that, I don't think, in that sort of a deck. So I'm just going to take it Cooped Up. I mean, I know there's bargain, but like you can't usually bargain creatures, like unless they're enchantments or artifacts. So usually this more or less keeps something out of combat. I mean, like, you know, they can... If you use it on a creature that has some passive effect, well, you know, you sort of get what you deserve, I guess. Cursed Courtier, I think, is great. Conceited Witch would be decent. What about this Vermin? I still think white is kind of the way to go. Four mana, 3/4? I don't know about that. How about a 2 mana 2/2 that you can also play as a 4 mana 3/3 with upside? Well, what about this 2 mana 2/2 that like enjoys the celebration theme without having to invest anything extra in it? I think I like that. Trampling's pretty cool anyway. 3 mana 2/3 first strike with celebration giving double strike. Merry Bards, 3 mana 3/2 or a 4 mana 3/2 that puts Young Hero. I mean, Young Hero is pretty sick for tiny little creatures. They're both a 3 mana 5 total stats creature. I kind of like the Frostbridge Guard. 2 mana 2/2 with late game tap down value. 5 mana. Make a 2/2 and also enchant one of your things with +2/+2 in Vigilance. This does not seem very good. It triggers Celebration, but that's sort of all the good stuff you can say for it. The only black cards I've taken all draft have been removal. I don't think we're supposed to be like running that and taking Hopeless Nightmare or whatever. I mean, I guess okay, Vampiric Rites, but I think you just take the shitty red combat trick. Well, the Frostbird Guard is good. What about this thing? I mean, a 4 mana 3/3 flying lifelinker is kind of funny, right? It's a decent card. But just having more of these, sure. Raid Bombardment. It might be that kind of day. Oh, I didn't notice this card. Pretty bad early, but when something has died, you can like bring it back with and make it bigger, right? Like, you know, if they kill Ash or something. I mean, I guess she's not going to get that big on account of her counters, but I don't think I really want this. So, like, is Raid Bombardment good? I think it probably is. For a Boros deck. Redcap Thief helps trigger Celebration. Gnawing Crescendo. I mean, I don't have much rat synergy. Definitely don't want a Dragon Mantle. I'll take a 3-drop. Financier came back. Protective Parents are alright. Battle Garb's looking spicy. I love it. Archon's Glory. Do I already have one of these? I do. I mean, I did say you kind of want combat tricks in red-white. Kindled Heroism is so weak, but sometimes it's just what the doctor ordered. What do I have that bargains? Like, because you do need to get rid of the cursed roll on this or it stinks a lot. I have an Archon's Glory. I have a Torch the Tower. And that's it, huh? Well, this might have to go. Oh, I mean, I guess... Also, if you have anything else that can put rolls on this to replace the cursed roll, that's also a thing, right? Like, didn't I have something somewhere that it puts Young Hero on things, or did I not take that? This makes a royal roll, for example. Anyway, we're taking this, obviously. I don't know how happy I am about running it. Raging Battle Mouse. 2 mana, 2/1. The second spell you cast each turn is cheaper, and it celebrates to give a creature +1/+1 till end of turn. That's pretty cool. Not taking a Griffinary. Shepherds, whatever. Totentants, oh man. I mean, I have a couple rats, but I don't think I'm going to try and run black, really. Flick a Coin is pretty solid, isn't it? Yes. Draft Sim loves Flick a Coin. And what do you think about the Battle Mouse? It's fine. I mean, it is nice for a Celebration deck, but just like... removal that draws a card is pretty great. Witchstalker Frenzy should be amazing. This is whatever. This is whatever. These are not very good. Gingerboot's actually pretty solid. But I'd love some sort of bigger removal that I can cast cheaply. Twisted Fealty. 3 mana. Okay, so it's like a Treachery with a Wicked roll. It's all sort of blah. I could take a 4 mana flyer to like punch in the last few points of damage. Or I could just take another 1-drop. Like, decks kind of love these, right? decks that are trying to be aggro. I think that's probably better. Make sure I can really put on the pressure early. Impact Tremors. I don't think it's very good. Corvold's not very good. Armory Mice is great. It's like a 2-mana 4/2 if you can celebrate enough. I mean, Impact Tremors wants to be in a deck that like tries to kill the opponent quickly, but we just like it's such a bad top deck, right? And it doesn't affect the board, so even early it can be like, okay, you did 3 or 4 or 5 or even 6 extra damage to your opponent, but then you lost the board and died. Hopeful Vigil looks amazing. Knight of Doves does not. Spear Guard's fine. Armory Mice, great again. What is this thing? I'm going to try the celebration thing. That's what this deck is going to do. If they try to trick me into doing anything else, I'm not going to do that. We'll find out if it's good or what. Break the Spell. So, I mean, it's okay. I'm not going to be destroying any of my stuff. But it is good for getting rid of enemy rolls, right? I don't know. I think it's way too situational. I'll just take a combat trick that's also removal. Griffinary, unsurprisingly wheeled. Take nothing, I guess. Keep Guard's fine. Well, I have quite a solid collection of small creatures that I can throw out there. We'll see if that pile of things is enough to accomplish something. So we have 4 cuts to five cuts, but I assume we're going to cut a land here. This is a very low to the ground deck, and we have quite a bit more white than red. Maybe I could cut 2 lands, and then like run 8 and 7, right? I don't have a lot of stuff that wants me to pay extra for things. Oh, is this Keep Guard like terrible? I don't have a lot of enchantments, right? I have a few things that make a roll. If I search for enchantment, is that going to notice rolls? I don't think so. It'll be like a Young Hero Aura enchantment token, or... Oh, this is terrible. I spelled Ruol wrong. I spelled it as Ruol. That's the French spelling, as you well know. And if they could write a good program, I would be able to just easily edit it. But they don't, so every click on the screen costs you 10 seconds out of your life. Yeah, so we have a few things that make rolls. But really very little. I don't think Knight of Doves is like pulling much weight here. And I'm not so impressed with these guys either. And that pretty much takes care of it. Okay, fine. Which is a little bit of a bummer because now the Cursed Courtier does not have a lot of ways to get rid of that roll, I believe. I mean, the Keep Guard is just a 1-mana 1/1 in this deck. It's just not very good. Yeah, I ended up a little embarrassed on actual playable cards, but I have a good curve. Let's see what I can do. I don't know. I guess I should look at that 3-mana cursed guy, and if I don't have enough bargain for him, I might just have to cut him and run another land or something horrible like that. This is good. 2-lander. Just what we like to see. I mean, 3 would be great. But as long as it's not 1, I'm reasonably happy in this deck. Oh, my mice! Man, that is so gross. Huh. Running some weird forest. It looks like a Kamigawa forest. And then just like a totally normal swamp, I guess. No creatures, no wicked roll, pass? Yeah, it looks that way actually. That's kind of nice. So this bargains, which means I can actually do this, right? I could play this like now and make this swing in for 5. But I think it's actually sort of better not to. Hold this up as a response to some damage-based removal, maybe. And, like, of course, play it next round. Nope, gotcha. So anyway, you can see that's why I get to keep a 3/3 alive. A 3/3 lifelinker instead of getting in 2 extra damage, right? And I make them waste 3 bowls of porridge. Step, I guess you would call it. Mode, maybe? I guess these are the 3 modes. I get them to waste 1 bowl of the porridge. Alright, enjoy. Let's Ash the Party Crasher. Well, I mean, that was an aggro deck doing what it's supposed to do. We kind of flooded out at the end there, but I was ahead by enough that it didn't matter. Hello? My dailies are gone? There we go. Attack, red, white. Alright, sold. I'm in. Oh, let's make this an Ash deck, shall we? And what do we actually have that bargains? Oh, I have to do this first. Bargains or makes rolls. Or mentions enchantments, I guess. Because those are the things that can activate the courtier. I don't always have the Archon's Grace. But I think this is enough things. Okay. I'd like a mountain someday, but I have 3 playable white creatures. I'll take it. Well, 2 playable white creatures. Well, 1 playable white creature. But also some other playable white spells to contest the board? At least they didn't have a deal 1 damage card. Oh wow, Mountain is so good right now. This is a 0/4. This automatically triggers Celebrate, but that doesn't do anything for this. It would just be a 3/3, right? So I think we play Ash and the Haster. I can't do that. We play Ash and we swing in, and then we have Archon's Grace to kill their 0/4. And it just, not that killing this is especially great, but it unlocks, like, multiple damage per turn, right? I think that's good. Like, a wall is really annoying for me. But no, they're red-blue. They're gonna have damage-based removal that I want to dodge. If you control... No. Really? Draw a card, put a sorcerer on that. Okay. You got it. I could just put it to sleep, I guess. But I kind of like playing this and then combat tricking it instead. Maybe I could have actually played this guy too, but no, he doesn't have a very good... Okay. Hey, I don't need to bargain for any reason, right? Yeah, I could throw something away if I wanted to. Oh, well, this actually wants to be thrown away, right? I'll regret this. No, I won't, because I'm not going to have this spell anyway. This creature, this enchantment. Protective Parents looks pretty sweet. I don't know why I didn't play this. I could have just... I don't know. Hang on to this so I can celebrate next turn, actually. That's why. Gets in for 9 to do that? 10, I guess. Or I could just play the Parents and then... I don't know, this thing's kind of scary. Let's get rid of it. No, I played the wrong... Whoops. I played the wrong one. Sure, go ahead and block this if you want. You know what? Maybe this was even the right play. Who knows? No blocks! Holy shit. Really? Not even the 1/1? I'm tapped out. That can't be right. You just need more blockers. GG. Let's exile this just for fun. Aggro's too easy. I don't know. I'm sure we'll lose some games, but just run 15 lands and a bunch of little idiots, and you do okay sometimes. All right, on to game 3. Let's keep up the streak of just like playing 1s and 2s and killing them. Spider Gonzo. All right. I'm not quite sure what that's about, but I approve. Okay. Got some 2s and some 3s and 3 mana. I can't be too mad about that. I wish I had a 1, but, you know, like I said, can't be too mad. Can't always have everything. Why isn't this thing, like, asleep? I thought that was what was supposed to happen when you mute them. Gruel, my enemy. All right, we go in. I'm willing to race if you are. I mean, 2-mana 3/1 trample is better than my stuff, but huh. You really want that to happen? Huh. I would put a young hero on this. Young hero is... It turns into a 3/3 and then a 4/4. Make raid bombardment pretty bad. Also make this... if I have a land, it would be fine. I want to just let this in and swing, right? Why am I thinking of trading? I don't know. This is so good. Actually, yeah, I want to see if I can... I mean, if I draw planes, this is really nice. Because then I can combat trick the catapult. Or I can just double swing. I can kill this. I don't know. I'm just going to get rid of their 3/1 trampler, I think. It's an actual plains. Unbelievable. Oh, it makes treasure, so I didn't even need that necessarily. I don't need to bargain just to gain 5 life, right? I'd rather keep the treasure, I think. Oh yeah, because the treasure means that I can save the creature from removal, perhaps. That's quite nice. That plains draw was really good. It is a 1/1 that gets counters, okay? I mean, is it really raid bombardment time? Could be. Or I could just play this to make a 3/3. Raid bombardment is not hitting very hard right now. What's the trick here? Some damage? A shock? Deal 5? Oh no. Ah, creature. When I attack, it counts as well. I didn't realize. Okay, you got me on that. Well, they have a lot of triggers, not a lot of cards to trigger them with. Or triggered abilities, not triggers, right? Fire, wow, and that's actually an aura. Unbelievable. Okay. That's so many cards. I'm pretty sad about it. Raid bombardment doesn't do anything at the moment, so it's not a great one to use. None of these really do either. I think a full swing is fine, right? Okay. It looks like we're getting there. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure it's as cool as having Archon's Glory, right? Because I can play Raid Bombardment, swing, they're at 6. And then they have to let in one creature? But only one, I guess. And so if I pump it, they take 5 and don't die. But I should get a pretty good set of trades, right? I'm not sure. I like the idea of like making this fly, right? You know. I'm just a tiny bit short on killing them. So I don't think it actually works. And they could easily have some removal lying around. This trades with a 2/3, which is not especially good. But they have to double block to allow that, actually, so I could choose to kill this one. Or they could just block with that, and then I kill it. All the other attacks don't really work right now. Okay, so it traded for a combat trick and a 2/3. That's not so bad. So this is lethal next turn if they have no removal. Which is how it looks. Just equip this and Archon's Grace, swing in for 5 in the air, or 7 in the air. Yeah, this doesn't really do much. Well, it lets me actually do even more, right? Because I get the raid bombardment triggers twice. No, I'm short mana to do that. I mean, red doesn't have a 1 mana deal 3 damage, right? And none of this stuff makes mana. Oh, I do have the mana to do this. What am I talking about? This is the wrong time to kill anything. That resolves. That's fine. I mean, why don't I just give it flying, though? I mean, it would kill them, but I guess this is also a better kill. That resolves. I don't know. Thought about that for longer than I really had to. It seemed obvious that, like, giving this flying would win the game, but I wanted to make sure that there wasn't some weird reason I should do something else. Like, giving that flying and +2/+2 also would have won the game, but less convincingly. But I wouldn't have lost a creature? I don't know. What do we have now? Alien in Oz? Okay, an Australian immigrant, perhaps? Oh, this is pretty good. The rats, along with the raid bombardment, is pretty great. And I have a couple 2s to fill time until then. Candy Trail in blue, okay. So some kind of control deck, presumably. What are you? A little too late is what you are. But I mean, I can play it next turn, a 2 and a 1. It's not horrible. I don't have anything that wants to celebrate at the moment, so I think it's better to play this out. Nor anything that wants to bargain. Okay, we love to see it. Just do nothing. I'd love a land. Be able to cast both of these in a turn. Oh, and I do have something that bargains. This does. It's a land. Okay. How sad am I if they counter this? Not very, I think. I mean, a little bit. Oh well. Yeah, I'm really happy if it resolves, so I should try to cast it, I think. Sure, nothing I can do about that. This is creature or planeswalker. So I guess that's why it's not strictly better than shock, of course. It can't go face. So we can bargain with this, right? Do 3 and scry before they get the tap trigger. Actually, a rat is sick or a land is sick right now. Makes another rat, does 2 damage, and gives me a token. I kind of like that. Oh, I get to scry again? Well, okay, that's fine. I'll keep it. X is 4. Oh man, so rude. This is like the combo in the deck, and you know, mostly the deck is not about this combo, but when it happens, it's pretty cool. Oh no, my 2/2. Get ready to take 10 again. Oh no, it's only 8. Or wait. Yeah, 8. I'll cast a red spell. I do think it was right to pass Raid Bombardment the first time we saw it, but I'm glad it wheeled. We finally, like, actually seemed to be in the kind of deck that would want it. It's not necessarily that great in just, like, random red-white, but when there was the possibility of getting some rat stuff together, we thought we might have been red-black at the time. And then also, like, you know, as long as you can play enough small stuff in red-white, which you usually can, it'll probably be fine. Camilo Londoño. Camilo? Camilo. This is not a hand. It is so bad. I can't do a damn thing with this. If I draw a mountain turn 1, it's like okay, but not great, I think. That's not a good enough reason to keep it. Londoño. Is that what they call London? That would be like the Spanish exonym for London, maybe? This is actually worse. Okay, down to 5. This is the same hand? Okay, keep and hope for the best. I need to hit, like, planes very soon or I'm dead. Okay. I assumed I would hit a plains, and I did. And I think it was correct to assume that, because if I don't, I lose, right? What is this? Red and who knows what. That's a great trick right now. I know I've said bad things about it in the past. It is very good right now. Okay. They're not dumb enough to go for it. That's fine. It's still good on blocks. Although less good because they might trick me out of it. I probably just won't block, right? None of this bargains, I don't think. Yeah. Okay. Gotta keep attacking. Doesn't matter which one of these I kill with first strike and which I kill with extra damage, so... Actually, that wouldn't have been such a bad card to draw. Because I could cast this, but I want to cast this for 4 anyway, right? Oh, I already played a land, so it would have been bad. Good. But, I mean, we're still not in great shape. Ooh, maybe we are? So I can play Raid Bombardment for fun? And they're not doing anything? I think I'm just going to crack a Vigil with the mana here. Sure. Yeah, still in bad shape, I think. But, I mean, I get to play a 3-3. Maybe that wins the game somehow. Yeah, it's Londres in Spanish is London. That's right. So not Londoño. I don't know what Londoño means. Let's look that up. Londoño? I don't know how to introduce an NEA on this keyboard. But presumably just typing Londono is good enough. Sure. Do I want a royal roll or a sorcerer roll? Because I don't have any use for the adventure half of this. I might as well like use it on this if I decide that's what I want. But I guess I want the mana to sack the Vigil this turn. But I'm not getting the mana anyway. I think a sorcerer is pretty cool. There's a person named Ricardo Londoño. I guess it's just a name. Colombian drug lord? No, that's Jose Santa Cruz Londoño. There's a racing track driver was the other guy I mentioned. You are a 2-3, huh? You're a 2/2, I should say. Okay, so the roll on this is suddenly useful. Pretty good. It's not a land. +2 +1's nice. Well done. I mean, we started this game at a big disadvantage. I won't be shocked if we lose it. It won't be, like, unfair that, oh, opponent drew so well. We just, like, only had 2 cards? Or we had 2 fewer cards, I should say. That's disappointing. Like, real bad? I'm not really ready to start tapping down with this, spending the mana to tap down with this, so I might as well develop a bigger creature, I think. I mean, I could have used this and scryed with Vigil, doesn't seem that great. Oh, by the way, I could scry upkeep, I guess. I mean, we're still very, very far behind. I don't have a cut in, do I? No. I was offered one, pack one, pick one, but didn't take it. So maybe this is just genuinely this person's name. Or maybe they named themselves after a famous person, I don't know. Oh, at least they're losing the young hero roll. Oh, but that doesn't matter, because the 3... Well, it would have... You should have attacked first, right? This is instant speed. And young hero works. It would have given it a counter, and you could have gotten in for 4 instead of, well, 1 more anyway. So after the attack trigger, but before I declare blockers, you could still blow it up. I guess I'm not scrying. That's really good. I don't have a bargain for this anymore, so it's probably not very good. This is alright. If they ever make this big, or they play this. Yeah, I'll take the Moment of Valor. Okay. It's big enough to Moment of Valor now. Moment of Valor is power? Power Forward Raider. Okay. I mean, we're still in a lot of danger. We're dying very, very soon. But it's not exactly a bed of roses over there. Okay, that's pretty good. Though, funnily, the young hero doesn't work on a catapult, of course. That rat's been a real champ. He's not going to be enough, though. I mean, right? Well, you can't shock me in the face, because shock doesn't go face in this set, but I would need a miracle here. That wasn't it. Even the Archon's Grace probably wouldn't have done it. Archon's... I think it's Grace. We got him down to 5. Pretty good, given the start. And they had 2 cut-ins that were really good. This was pretty solid as well. Just a tough start, really. Like, the 5 card hand is not great. It was a bad 5 card hand, too. I had to lucky into drawing the planes that made it actually, like, fairly playable. Is there such a person as Camilo Londoño? There is. Who is this person? No, it's just like... Okay, there's no specific famous person, I don't think. It's just like there's a bunch of people named this who've got their name on the internet. Okay. Alright, this is fine. Bunch of 2-drops, some combat tricks. 1 land of each color. Might as well make them afraid of a shock rather than showing them the planes. That would be a cool card. I don't know. I don't think I would want it that badly, but I don't know. It's a 1-mana 2/1. The effect is whatever. The 1-mana 2/1 is really nice. Could really use a planes, ideally. Oh, I see. A creature attacked this turn. I think it only makes sense to go for the block here. And I could use the Archon's Glory... Oh, not Grace. Glory. To trade if they did, but... Better, I think, to just play another one of these guys. I guess they're probably... They have their own combat trick, and they wanted to wait till they could trick me. So there's gonna... For the same reason I don't really want to block here, they didn't want to block that turn. Okay, nothing, I guess. Hold up actual combat tricks. I'm going to try an Archon's Grace. They're probably going to do the same thing. We'll both gain 4 life. I don't know. Maybe I don't because it's too easy for them to respond by shocking my creature. And I'm just like happy for the trade to go through and see what their combat trick is. Okay, fine. Can I get some lands? Thank you. Flick a coin is nice. Yes, it's very good here. I mean, I don't know. Their creatures have 1 toughness. This one is the one we want to kill, but we have to do it at a time when they have no mana. I assume such a time will come. Okay, the lifelink is very good, obviously. If they play a haster, I can Witchstalker's whatever. Frenzy. If they don't, I can't. I can't do anything if they don't play a haster. What are you looking at? No tricks, I think. I don't have any tricks, so I don't go for the block. Scary. I could just swing and blow this up before it can try to block, but I think I'm perfectly happy to use another Archon's Glory, if that's what they want to do. And if they don't, I can use it on blocks instead. Okay. So I kind of want to tap 0 mana here, right? So I can use this to block, and also this to shoot, not this, this to shoot something. They're really encouraged to celebrate, so I thought they might have to be tapped out pre-combat. I guess not. This 2/2 Vigilant has been... His Vigilance has not mattered very much. What is this? You're doing X damage, you didn't bargain, you want to do 2. No thanks. Looks good. I think I want this first, though. This is an insane card in the mirror, right? Because the lifelink matters so much. And this triggers the Celebrate, so I get to equip it, right? Get to attack for like 5 here. Unless they have some removal that they didn't use during combat, it's basically unthinkable. I actually wonder if they should have... Ah, no. Sacking Umbreath Veteran to put a Young Hero roll on isn't a useful combat trick because it only triggers when they attack. So once I declared blocks, they couldn't have buffed up the creature that was fighting my knight. I see. Do I have any tricks left? Not really, right? I kind of just don't want to attack anymore. I don't want to flick a coin either because this guy can sack himself. Do I just run out Raid Bombardment? It's so bad. I could develop a 2/2. I could... I don't know. I think I might actually just flick a coin to kill a rat. So I can get the treasure down and this becomes better. Because flicking a coin on this, they can sack it and get the rat to get all big. I think I want to do it now in case I hit a land, right? Or, well, it didn't have to be now, but that turn. Could have waited till post-combat. It's a nice card. Okay, no blocks. There were no legal blocks anyway, of course. This is at the beginning of combat. So I assume if I swing here, they're going to want to double block. And I think that's true even if I move this. So I think, weirdly, I want to take the equipment off pre-combat because they're double blocking anyway. They didn't say, okay, wow, they want to scry. That makes sense, sure. They could have put a Young Hero roll on the rat. No, they don't want to scry either. They just, like, made a mistake. Okay, got it. Weird. Oh, no, they couldn't afford to because they needed it to actually do its damage. So I have up to 6 mana for casting these two, but I want to swing with this first. Sadly, that doesn't let me equip this. Okay, now they want to draw the scry. They didn't want to earlier, but now they do. Just a mistake, I assume. Can you imagine if we hadn't gotten 8 lifelink off of those 2 Archons things? Archon's Glory. Like, even if it were just a combat trick that, like, could deal with their creatures, and, like, the board state was the same, without the lifelink, I'd be way, way worse off. You don't have to kill it in response. Okay. Raid Bombardment doing a great job of nothing, but that's okay. It's still more damage to equip than to use this. Can you unequip? I don't think you can, right? Tell me about equip. I don't know how to ask. See how fast I can get to the comprehensive rules and find what I'm looking for. Equip means attach to target creature. Yeah. So it doesn't mean unattached. It's not like reconfigure where you could do that. What is this? Oh no, one of these virtue cards? They can't pay it though because they used this ability. It's kind of funny. I guess they needed a blocker, sure. Huh. Well, let's see. I wish I could unequip. Because then I could swing for 2 and they'd have to block, but I'd still get 1 in. This way they have to block, but they don't take any damage. I guess I could wait. This gets trample eventually, right? If I draw something that... I mean, do I have any cards that celebrate all on their own? Redcap Thief, I guess. Also, I might draw removal to get rid of this. So I guess it's no attacks. Oh, or that Totentance song that makes like 6, 7 rats. That would be a pretty cool draw. You should have swung with the rat, right? You'd be happy for the trade to go through? Because the rat can't block anyway, right? I can even put the scry face up, I guess. They would still be required to block. Can't block with the rat, dude. This one. Rage quit? I don't know. They're not dead on board. You know, one more decent creature and I'm not in such great shape. But it does look like a rage quit. I guess I'll pause the recording and get back to you. They're back! They decided to block. Wanted to see if I would walk away while they were pretending to time out, maybe? I don't know. I don't need full control. It's just... That's insanely great. It's like lethal all on its own, practically. That's good, but does it win? I'm not sure. I mean, so does it live? I'm not sure. This is a nice card at the moment. But I guess all I have to do is equip it. Swing for 3. Yeah, it's not that complicated, huh? What is the name of this card? Is it Virtue of Loyalty or something? Yeah. Pretty slow card. A lot slower than the black Virtue of Persistence. But if you have a wide board, obviously it's very frightening. Up against the Dorito themselves, huh? Can't really play this hand with a single wrong-colored land. This looks much better. I have a 2 and a 3 and 3 lands. I don't think I'm meant to put one back. It might be Raid Bombardment. I don't have much to actually activate it, right? It's a pretty niche card for the deck, I feel like. Like, sometimes it's great, but not that early because you have other better stuff to do. You gonna pass and spell stutter me? No. Armory, nice. Exciting. Kind of sad to spend a whole turn on just killing armory mice, but I do not think it would be right to, like, not attack or to let this die. Just play parents and pass. We gotta take some control of their board. What is this? If I have more lands than you... Okay, that's never gonna happen. But, I mean, they only have to pay 1 for it. Wow. Okay. This is some very slow stuff, but I don't mind not playing any lands. It's pretty bad against an aggro deck, right? And I can play a land now because they're at 4. I might want to wait for a mountain, but I don't think so. If I can't kill them, like, in a reasonably short time frame, they do have a lot going on, like, in terms of draw, right? This is kind of draw 3 when this lets them discard the cards. Like, they draw some junk lands, and then, okay, what is this? Destroy it, I get a 1/1. Okay, fine. Why that one, I wonder? Seems like the wrong one, but okay. I guess it would be nice to have 2 2/2s instead of a 3 and a 1, probably. All right. Also, this is Young Hero. It's not the one that actually gives it +1/+1 fixed. It's growing. So this one will, whichever one I put it on, will eventually grow to a 4/4, which is a bigger help for this one than the other. Yeah, no sense playing these planes. You're the one with all the big spells, dude. If you want to stick to 4 lands to keep me on 4, that's fine with me. If you want to tap all your mana to go digging for cards that, instead of affecting the board, also very happy about that. played one red spell with my one mountain. Sure. I guess I'll Archon's Glory that as well. Oh, never mind. I don't think I need to scry. It would involve like sacking this when I get... I could attack... Yeah, no, I want to have that as a sack for Archon's Glory. That's the more important bargain target, I think. We all just only have planes, huh? Opponent's got 3 counterspells in hand and can't cast them, but also they're bad because I'm winning already. Oh, they have this. That's true. The 3/2. Okay, and they did bargain it with their treasure instead of with land tax, which seems shockingly bad to me. It's annoying. It means I won't be able to bargain this if they... Oh, because they sacked their treasure, they couldn't cast this. I told you shouldn't have sacked the treasure. Land tax is such a joke in this matchup. You should obviously have blown that up instead. The treasure is really useful to you because it's 1 mana right now, and right now is the only time that matters. Ash is pretty cool. Now, I think I just make this thing fly and kill them? Yes, the enchantment, not the creature. It was very lucky that I got this 1/1 at exactly the same time that I was choosing where to put a young hero on the stack. Like, because it requires, like, actually it's in their hand, right? The timing on this is very precise, and it just happens to work in my favor, right? They destroy a permanent, I get a token. My permanent, when destroyed, which was the Protective Parents, says, when it dies, put a young hero roll on one of your creatures, right? And when that goes on the stack, not when it resolves, when it goes on the stack, you have to target it. Which means, like, say you have some other effect on the stack that's going to make something you want to target, and that's going to resolve first. You still can't target that thing. Like, if I had a 1 mana spell on the stack that was like, you know, make a 1/1 token, and in response, they destroyed my Protective Parents, I couldn't target the 1/1 because my Protective Parents trigger would go off before the 1/1 spell resolved, right? This would just fizzle if I had no other creatures to aim at. I did have another creature, so I could have aimed it, but it wasn't as good as this one. The reason it works in this case is because, where's their spell again? This, while a card is in the middle of resolving, nothing is put on the stack. Well, I mean, unless the card says so, but triggered abilities don't go on the stack until you're done resolving the current effect. The current... Oh, it's not quite effect. Effect is the wrong word. Spell or ability, I guess. the current object on the stack. So what happens is this destroys a permanent, and my permanent says, hey, when you destroy me, I'm supposed to put a young hero roll on something. And the game says, okay, great. Once it's time to put stuff on the stack, you can do that. But in the meantime, I'm going to make a 1/1. And it finishes making a 1/1. And then the game says, all right, was there anyone waiting to go on the stack? Yes. There was my protective parents. And then, as it's going on the stack, I can pick a target, and I aim at this 1/1. So it's like, it looks kind of natural that, like, oh yeah, they blew my thing up, there's a token, I get to attach it. But it's actually a very, like, specific detail of the wording that makes that actually work. I'm sure that a lot of paper players would get that right, but I imagine a lot of them would not. Or wouldn't know why. Was there any... Like, what if this said, destroy a downland permanent, when you do, its controller makes a 1/1? Yeah, in that case, it wouldn't work, right? I wouldn't get to attach it to my 1/1. Because both of these effects would go on the stack. If they destroy an online permanent, when you do, its controller makes a 1/1. Then I couldn't have enchanted my 1/1 with the young hero. Kind of interesting, if you're into, like, rules nerdery. Alright, 6-1. Aggro decks are too easy, man. I don't know why I ever try to draft green-black food. It's good sometimes. I'm just not... I don't know. Sometimes I'm good at playing it, but I don't think I'm good at drafting it. I'd like to pat myself on the back a little bit in this draft for staying open. It was not clear where I was in the mix of white, red, and black. It didn't seem like blue-green, either of them was any good. But I could have been in any combination of those two, I think. Those three. And I stuck around picking cards from all three colors until I figured out where I seemed to belong. And was, I think, rewarded for it. These mice are going to be absolutely yoked. Do I really want... Well, a 5/3 does seem pretty cool, doesn't it? No, that doesn't work. It would be a 3/3 when I play this. Alright, whatever. The mice are probably good. Details to be announced. Oh, it's your own mice. Well, I guess that means I don't really have to play the Vigil to get Celebrate, right? Not until post-combat. I can just swing here. Let them worry about what I might have as a trick. Great. Very happy. I want next turn to play these two cards, which is why I think it makes sense to run this out now. So I want to be able to trigger the Celebrate on this. And I don't know, I guess I could have played this and this as well, but yeah, no blocks. I don't care about my life total. You are a 2/3 first striker. Well, it's a little bit annoying, I guess. I could trigger Celebration and swing with the rats as a 3/3. But I'd like to do something about this. And I'm thinking maybe what I do is just this. Bing bong. Mono white? Or are they missing a color? Seems like red would make sense for the cards I've seen from them. Come on in, I don't care. All right, who needs extra power? Nobody, really. Let's say Mr. Vidge? Sure. Young Hero is a little scary right now. Oh, wow. Was I somehow wrong to let that combat go through? I mean, not that I had a choice once I had played the cards, but was I wrong to, like, make the attack? Because they got some decent value out of that. Young Hero on... I mean, these guys don't get... Oh, it's toughness! Wow. Okay. That is going to be a very big rat. Mouse. What are they thinking about here? Some white spell that you want to attack first with? Oh, because you want to bargain? No. Okay. I would love to draw a 1-mana permanent. Okay, a 1-mana spell is still pretty good. I think that wins. Not quite, huh? I can get in for 4. Or I could keep the mice alive, but I don't really care about the mice. Now, just attacking with anything wins next turn, as long as they don't have 5 damage out of nowhere. There's the mountain. Told you. Or if they could remove both of my creatures, that would also win. Like, stop me from winning. And probably also win, because of, like, this thing is going to do a lot of damage. Okay, how much? It was... 2. Okay. This is hilarious. Good rats. I didn't need that spell, but it certainly was a good top deck if I had needed something. If I'd been a little further from winning. What was the spell that they used to add the monster roll? What's that called? And was it was a sorcery, I assume, right? Mana red monster roll. Monstrous Rage. Oh, it's an instant. So... No, they got it right. I think. They swung... Oh, it doesn't even matter the order they do it, because Monstrous Rage only adds power. And so they're getting the... Oh, no, it does matter, because it's... Yeah. So, but I think they got it right. They swung getting the counter from Young Hero, and then they used Monstrous Rage... Put the monster roll for +3, and that got them to 8. Monstrous Rage is +2 and monster, so it's like +3 power. Okay. So I think they did that right for maximum damage. Not that it matters, they're losing, but... Anyway, congratulations. Boros is too easy. Add to decks, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.